boys and girls. Today is Monday. I'm Mrs. Hofer, and I have some really fun stories to share with you this week. The author, we're going to read this story. It's called Spoon, and the author's name is Amy Krouse Rosenthal and Scott Magoon. And it's just a really fun story about Spoon. So because I see that Spoon has eyes, I know that this is make-believe, right? It's not going to be a real story. So I wonder what's going to be happening with Spoon today. Also, while I'm reading, I'm going to show when we are reading something and we don't understand it or we read it incorrectly, then we want to back up and reread to make sure that we A, either understand it, or B, that we read it correctly. So like if you think that it didn't make sense, then you would go back and read that part again to make sure it made sense. So I'm going to read this to you. It's called Spoon, and in this story, Spoon has a problem. Let's see what his problem is. This is Spoon. I need my glasses. On Sundays, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver. He has to be on his very best behavior there. She is very fancy and proper. Goodbye, darling. Ta-ta. So I'm looking at the pictures and I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. It says that his aunt is very fancy. And I'm looking and I see Spoon over here. And over here, I see someone who's wearing earrings and kind of waving with a towel, ta-ta. And that seems like something fancy, right? So I can use my illustrations to help me understand that this is Aunt Silver, because this looks like Spoon's parents and Spoon, and this must be Aunt Fancy. At bedtime, Spoon likes to hear stories about his adventurous great-grandmother who fell in love with a dish and ran off to a distant land. Okay, so Spoon is in bed, and his mom is reading him a book about, it said, his great-grandmother who went on adventures. And so I see this down here. She's reading him a book. Lately, though, Spoon had been feeling blue. What's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a little bent out of shape. Nothing, mumbled Spoon. So it says you look a little bent out of shape. What do you think that means? He said he's feeling blue and he's feeling bent out of shape. Let's look at his face and see if we can figure out how Spoon is feeling. Spoon's face doesn't look very happy. He kind of looks a little sad, or maybe even a little worried. Let's find out what's going on with Spoon. It's just that, I don't know, all my friends have it so much better than me. Like Knife. Knife is so lucky. He gets to cut. He gets to spread. I never get to cut or spread. Yes, Knife is pretty spiffy that way, isn't he? So our pictures help us understand the story too. So we're seeing illustrations of Knife spreading jam on the bread and Knife cutting. And Spoon just feels like he's not so special. Now we know what Spoon's problem is, right? And Fork. Fork is so lucky. She gets to go practically everywhere. I bet she never goes stir crazy like I do. Fork does get out and make herself useful, doesn't she? So there, I kind of slipped up and read the wrong thing, so I'm going to go back and reread. Fork does get out and make herself useful, doesn't she? And so we can look at the pictures to see the things that Fork can do. Can use it for spaghetti, cake, salad. Oh, and to get the meat off of the grill. And chopsticks, they're so lucky. Everyone thinks they're really cool and exotic. No one thinks I'm cool or exotic. Those chopsticks are something else, aren't they? So there's chopsticks. Meanwhile, if only Spoon knew what his friends were saying at that very minute. They were saying, "Spoon is so lucky," said Knife. "He's so fun and easygoing. Everyone's so serious with me, and no one's ever allowed to be silly with me, like they are with Spoon." Yeah, see what they're doing with Spoon? Have you ever played with the spoon on a pan and made lots of noise? "Spoon is so lucky," said Fork. "He gets to measure stuff. No one ever does that with me." Why wouldn't we measure stuff with a fork? That's right, because everything would just go right through it, wouldn't it? "Spoon is so lucky," said Chopsticks. "He can go places by himself. We could never function apart." That night after bedtime stories, Spoon's mom turned off the light, tucked him in, and said, "You know, Spoon, I wonder if you realize just how lucky you are. Your friends will never know the joy of diving head first into a bowl of ice cream." Look at Spoon. Look how happy he is when he goes into the ice cream. "And they'll never know what it feels like to clink against the side of a cereal bowl. And they'll never be able to twirl around in a mug or relax in a hot cup of tea." Spoon hadn't thought of it that way before. He lay awake in bed for a long time. His mind was racing. He felt so alive. There was only one thing to do. Look, I can't sleep. Come snuggle. Come Spoon. And so he did. And Spoon got in the same drawer with his mom and dad. He was feeling all better at the end. Did you see his face? Oh, and the last page I skipped, it says, "Sweet dreams." And what is Spoon thinking about? Yeah, he's thinking about all the things that he gets to be used for. So Spoon was feeling a little sad that he wasn't feeling so special. He thought all of his friends were more special than him. Sometimes we can all feel that way, right? But we need to think about the things that make us special, because all of us are special, and we all are special for different reasons. So today you're going to have your Spoon page, and I already colored mine in, and you're going to turn the spoon into a picture of you. Does that look like me? Oh, I forgot glasses. I should have put glasses on there, right? Yeah, you want to make your spoon look as much like you as you can, okay? So my hair, I did brown and a little bit of yellow to make it look like me. I don't always wear glasses, so that's why I kind of forgot about putting glasses on. Okay, oh, and I could have given myself a necklace like I'm wearing today, too. All right, so you're going to draw your spoon, make it look like you, and then at the bottom it says, "I am special because." And I want you to think about what makes you special. Maybe it's because you're a really good friend. Maybe it's because you're special because you take care of your dog. Or maybe you're special because you can whistle. Maybe you're special because you give the best hugs in the whole wide world. There's all kinds of reasons why you are special and you are you. So I want you to write down one or two things as to why you are special on your paper, and then take a picture and show it to your teacher. I'm sure she would love to hear why you're special. Okay? All right, good job. I would love to see your spoons. So today we're going to play a game with our sight words with spoons. We are going to be, I'm going to go over 6 words. We're going to review sight words this week. So what that means is we're going to not do any new ones this week. We're just going to practice some words we've already had, okay? So let me get a paper that's attached, just a second. Well, I can't find it, but there's a sight word list attached to this page, and that will tell you all the words that we're going to have in kindergarten. So I want you to go through it and see which ones you know, and then you're going to mark it. So you know, if you know it, you can like color it in or something. And then the ones you don't know, that's the ones you should practice, okay? But I just picked 6 of them for us to practice today. So we're going to go through the words, and then I'm going to show you the game. Okay, so this is the word is. And remember, we're going to shiver and go, is cold. Right, is cold. I says I, and the S can sometimes make the Z sound. Is cold. Okay, and then this one, HOW, and we have a gumball machine, and they're saying, how many gumballs? How many gumballs? Okay, and here we have THIS, this, and remember we're going to kind of direct traffic saying this way, THIS, this way. And then we have this one, be quiet, be quiet. And we can just do the word be and just go be, and then that'll help us remember that the word we're reading is be. And this one, WILL, get down on your knee and say, will you marry me? Or you can just get down on your knee and say, will, and then just think the part, will you marry me, in your head. Okay, and then we have this new one, FOR, hammer in the sign, for sale, for sale. Okay, so those are the words I picked for today, but you can look at that sight word page and pick your own. And then if you have some plastic spoons around your house, you can take a marker, maybe have mom help you, or dad or someone older, because you need a permanent marker so that it won't smear, and you're going to write the words on a spoon. So we have for, this, will, is, how, and be. And so what you can do is you can make 2 sets of the spoons. So like I have two of this, and I have 2 of is, and I could make 2 of be, and you're going to turn your spoons over so you can't see them. Have you ever played a matching game? So you could play it like a matching game where you draw one spoon, read it, and then if you find the match, I got is and is, I get to keep those spoons. You could also just play it like, just pick one up, read it, this, and then put it in a bowl or set it to the side. Okay, so you can play a matching game with it, or make up your own game to practice your sight words. But pick ones that you need to practice, okay? So get your list out, see which ones you need to work on, and then make yourself a set of spoons to play with, okay? And I will see you tomorrow.